G'day, I'm Wazza, and today we're going to be testing a different primitive hunting weapon. Welcome to another episode of Wazza's Boomerang Adventures, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be making a staff sling, and then I'm going to be testing it and seeing how far the rocks go that it throws, and then I'll give a little bit of a wrap up at the end and compare it to my own hunting boomerang. So stick around to the end and we'll see how it goes. So, with anything you got to cut, make sure you cut it longer than what you think. Well, this is actually sugar gum if anybody's interested. It's quite a good strong wood, not a bad craft wood. It's a very good firewood. Okay. Clearly it's too long. I'm going to take the lighter into the stick. It's very straight. That's a good one. Yeah, so I'll cut it where it starts to bend a bit more. A bit of a curve there. So I'll take it off here. Right. So that's the lighter end. That'll be the end that I use, I reckon. It's easier to flick over. We'll be able to get a bit of speed up. Yeah, give that a try. You can always make it shorter. You can take another few inches off there. Could even take the bark off. Oh yeah, I'll do that because it'll make it a bit lighter again. A bit easy to flick around. Alright, that's pretty good. Just take a few knots off. Spend the time because this is going to be sliding through your hands. And if something's sliding through your hands, it needs to be dead smooth. I'm happy with the wood. The strength is really good. That's the most annoying knot left there, but that's up near the top, so I won't be actually touching that. I'll be grabbing it down this side, so the string will be up here and it won't be going anywhere near that, so that's not a problem. Okay, that's good. No more knots. It's really wet because it's green wood, so I might dry that up on a rag and put the string on. It's pretty wet and some of the weight in the wood will come out with this moisture, so that'll make the stick a bit lighter again. And if I don't let it dry too quickly, it won't split, so I'll just keep an eye on that. If it starts to split, I'll just leave it indoors, away from the heater, away from any sort of hot things, and maybe even wrap it up. But I'm just learning this because I'm new to this climate, so right, let's get a bit dry now. So now we've got to cut ourselves a couple bits of rope. Okay, so it's got to be about 1 metre long. I'm nearly 2 metres. My arm span is actually probably about 2, so that allows, like, it's not going to end up that long. There's going to be several knots in it, so that will allow for the knots to take up a bit of extra length. One half will be connected to the pouch, and the slip end, and one half will be connected to the other side of the pouch and the knot or the tie-off end onto the staff. I've got an old glove here that there's not really much wrong with it apart from the fact that it's just useless. It's worn it quite a lot, and it just won't change shape, which is actually going to be really good for what I want to do. Okay, now I'm just going to shape it. Just going to make it straight and even the sides up and get a perfect rectangle. The same on both sides. Might be easier with the knife than the scissors. Okay, now I need to put a hole in there and a hole there. So fold that in half. Fold that in half again on the middle. And then the hole will go in the middle of that, there. Okay. Okay. Okay, so then we cut down to here, a bit more, right, so what happens is we end up folding that over. That's how we end up with our pouch. Doesn't have to be very deep, it's just got to be slightly concave. She might neaten the corners up a bit. There we go, that's it so far. Happy with the depth of that. Now, I'll cut a hole through with the knife, and then I'll finish it off with the scissors to get it a bit nicer. Once I start to feel it on my finger, which I am now, I'll be able to stop, cut through on the other side. So the hole that I've just put through with the knife is going to be the middle of the hole, and I'll cut both sides of it with the scissors. Okay, they'll line up exactly now. Same on the other side. I mean, ideally have a hole punch, but which I should probably get because I do enough work with leather. I can do a few more things with leather on the channel then if I get some more leather gear. It's done. Okay, now string. Not the best quality. Look at that. Rubbish. A type of slip knot here. Okay, so actually I think that's a uni knot, I'm not sure. There we go. Cut the end off that in a minute. I'll just show you how to do that knot. So just go through, make a loop. Let's see, make a loop there. 1 through that hole, 2, back to the same hole, pull that up. Now I want to save some of my rope here, so I'll just pull that through a bit. Okay, so that's what it looks like there. So it's designed to slip, so when I pull that, keep the leather straight inside the loop you're creating. That's what it's supposed to look like there. Good idea to trim any fluffy bits off. They're all going to contribute to slowing the rope down as it goes through the air. So you want to reduce the drag. Okay. Now, let's put on the staff. So we'll just use a, what do you call it, bowline knot. And so it's a very common knot. You're doing your own research how to do that one. Just type in bowline on YouTube and you'll have it looking like that in no time. So that will be what goes on the end of the staff, like that. That's going to slip off. The other one, just going to tie it straight on. Just do a hitch. I think that's a cloven hitch. I don't know. I don't know my knots names that well. Okay. Right, now the thing is that they've got to be, once you pull it that way, they've got to be, the two ends have got to be the same distance. So see how they're not? They're different. So that one's further away from the staff. So that means we've got to make this one, that's the end that's going to slip off, that's too short. Good thing about a bowline is it's easy to undo. Best knot in the world to learn, by the way, so maybe I'll do a short one day on that. Very close to dead straight, and that'll be good enough to slip off the end. Just give it a bit of help. Make sure that it doesn't catch on that corner. Make sure there's no high spots on the end of the staff. Just take any corners off at all. Just got to glide off there nice and easy. The easier it glides off, the faster it's going to go. And probably the more accurate you're going to be too. Okay. Alright, so we're ready to give it our first trial. Doesn't work, we'll just touch it up and try again. Alright, okay, well, don't get tangled up in this thing. Take the coat off. Now, I've been down to the river and grabbed a few smooth stones. There's a nice river stone there. Okay, so it looks like it's going to slip off. That'll just slip off. There's the rock in there. Right, give it a go. Whoa. Well, if it didn't hit a tree, that would have gone about 100 metres. So, that's a long way. First go. And then the memory card ran out of memory and the battery went flat, and then I ran out of sunlight. So today is another day. And I've moved it down to a body of water, and I'm going to be able to measure how far I'm actually throwing this thing. We'll give that a try. I'll actually put it up on the screen as to how far they've travelled, and we'll do a bit of talking after that. Aim a bit higher. Okay. Went over the other side, and that one wasn't a very round stone. That tumbled and I could hear it buzz. So some serious power in this thing. I'm going to run out of rocks. Have to find some more. There's a bit of daylight left. There's a lot of leverage on this. I can feel so much weight in my shoulder before it lets go. Whoa. There's some pine trees way over there, and it went into them before it hit the ground. I'm finding it's about, for this one, it's a rock about that big, so it's about the size of a golf ball that it works best on. I should get a golf ball actually. No, I don't have any. Not today. Okay, so I've got a bit of learning to do to get it to go up a bit higher. That was probably only 50 metre distance, that one. I know it can go a lot further than that. Maybe if I can get to let it go sooner, if I put it closer to the tip, the end, rather than, I've been having it there, we'll try it there, see what happens. No. Alright, now here's a bigger rock shaped like a disc. Let's see if this one works. Ah, yeah. Fell out because it was too big for the pouch. Alright, just got to find some more rocks. Right, I've changed the spot as well because get a better angle for the view on the screen. And I've got more length of the billabong as well. And I've got a few nice stones. Well, didn't go on the billabong, but it sure went a long way. Just got to get the angle right. Okay, there's a measurable distance there. Getting the hang of it now. Try this. Rock's a little bit smaller. See if this goes further. No. Bad throw. Whoa. That was actually a lighter rock, and it kind of went up. Didn't go far though, because it was lighter. Yeah. Heavy one again. Right, I'm not getting a lot of elevation, still haven't quite figured it out, but they're travelling really fast when they hit the water. So that, in a sense, if you're hunting, that's what you'd want anyway. Otherwise you're just raining down rocks on things and probably upsetting them more than killing them. Ooh. Man, I just changed grip a little bit then, see if that was going to help, but instead of starting like that, I started further down there and just moved it a short way, and I seem to get more power doing that. It's a bigger rock, see if I can do this without dropping it out of the pouch. It's good to check your stuff where you're going, make sure everything's staying, your knots are tight and leather's not fraying. No, not yet anyway. Oh, it's a poorly shaped rock. It's still moving when it hit the water though, still travelling that way. Okay, and here's a smaller one, a nice heavy dense rock. So should be able to get this to go a long way. Or go really fast, which is what happened. I reckon most of the shots are going about maybe a bit over 50 metres, and they're all still going really fast at that point. I'll also add that it has a bend in it, kind of a bit like a bow, and it's better to have the ropes continuing on with that bend down that way, otherwise you'd be fighting that bow. It also agrees with the flex of it, so you'll get more of a whip if it's pointing that way. Well, it's good fun. Knots coming undone here, but this one will go off with a real buzz. It's a sort of a square shape, rectangular square shape. Nah, that skipped along the water. Okay, I'm not going to go past my rock. I've got 5 shots left because I'm going to get too sore if I keep doing this, even though it's fun. Using muscles I don't usually use. Last shot. Yes. Okay. Well, my summary is it'll take a bit more practice to get it down pat. I was hoping to get it right up the other end of the billabong, but my technique is not good enough to do distance, but it's pretty good for short distance, and that's where you're going to get most of your game anyway, if you're going to take this hunting. So I think you could get it a lot more accurate. What I've been doing, I've been getting it within a 8 or 10 metres sort of width at 50 metres roughly, and you could certainly bring that down if you were doing it a couple of hours or an hour's practice a day. Probably good enough to maybe hit a deer or a larger animal like that. I like it too because you're carrying stick around, so if you need to finish something off, you've hit it and you've just crippled it or something, you've got a good hard stick to do the rest. But for now, I think because I'm good at boomerang hunting. I've done it for many years, and I don't know how many thousand throws I've done. I would take this right now, but I can see this being probably a better weapon. It's got greater range, you'd probably end up with better accuracy, and certainly very powerful. I think I read they travel at nearly 300 kilometers per hour. So, and that's fast, and there's no way I'm going to throw a boomerang that fast. So this is, it is a successful weapon used in the past, so I would recommend it if you wanted to get into it. That's my review of a Staff Sling. Make sure to like and subscribe, and click on the notifications and all that stuff, and I will see you on the next video.